Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm doing a first impression and review of these new and improved practice finger from Amazon. So this is the new fingers. They do come in a pack, and we'll go into a little bit into more of a review on these in a moment. I just want to show you the previous finger, which was this one here, the one I have been using for a while. And if you've seen my previous review on this finger, you'll know that I did have one and I ended up getting sent another one. I thought they sent it to me for free, but they did charge me for it. So I had two of these fingers, so now I have four. And these are the kind of regular fingers that they had on Amazon. You can see the difference within these two. This one here on my right, I did have the wire poking out, so the wire ended up just coming out. Well, I ended up just taking out the wire, so you can see a little bit here. This is where the wire was taken out from. So it's a little bit shorter than the one I've been using, the one that does have the wire. And also, as you can tell, the nail bed is a little bit longer on this one. This one is a little bit shorter, and the color is a little bit different by just a little bit. This one here is just a little bit more yellow in tone, and it's really not that realistic, but you know, it worked for the time being. However, what I noticed about these new practice fingers is that they are more improved in the quality, and I will show you in what way they have improved. So let me zoom in a bit. Looking at these fingers here close up, you can see the cuticle area the skin is very, very thin here. It's starting to rip there, and I don't mess with it at all. It's not, you know, I don't use it like crazy either. So this one is ripped. This one's the first one that I got, but I really got the other one like days later. And then the newer one that I got, which is still the same, you know, I've had for almost the same amount of time. I noticed just today, actually, I don't know if it was already there. I have to look back in other videos of me using it, but it has a tear right here. And I'll have to check that out, but you can see it's really thin in this area, and hopefully you can see how thin it really is. So as far as the nail tip fitting in, so again, this nail bed is a lot longer. So from here on out, I'm going to be comparing it to this one because it does have the wire in it, compared to this one that it doesn't have the wiring anymore, so you can't bend it and have it be posable. I don't use that feature, but it's kind of cool to have just to give it some sturdiness to it. So from here on out, I won't be using this floppy one anymore. I'm going to be using this one here, and I'm just going to insert it in here, and you can see the finger does a pretty good job at holding the nail tip in. However, you can see here it's lifted up just a bit off of the actual skin. I'll show you this angle here. Okay, so hopefully you can see it a little bit here, how it's kind of lifted up. It's not a big deal. I still really like this finger. If this is the only one you can get your hands on, then it's a good finger for the price and for the availability of it. You're not spending a lot on this finger. So that's the finger. I have, of course, tons of fur and cat hair on it, so sorry about that, but that's the finger. So now let's go into the new and improved fingers. So this is it comes two in a pack, and so for both of them it's around $10 for both fingers, which I think is a really great price for it being new and improved. So this is what the finger looks like, and then this is it compared to the other fingers. So just straight off the bat, you can compare what they look like, and you tell me what you think. You tell me if it looks better, just overall. So now that we compared them, let's just go back into the finger itself, or the fingers, and then go back to comparing them to the previous one. So I wish that I could have had the same color. This is a lighter skin tone compared to this one here. However, this one was the only one that was available, and I really wanted a new finger. So I just decided to get it anyway, even though I like to get things that are similar to my skin color. But this one is lighter, but it's okay. I still like it. So going into the detailing of the finger, so of course the skin color, it's very, very light skin. It is colored. They say that it has makeup on it, so I don't know if this is gonna last a long time. We'll just have to really wait and see how long this coloring lasts on it. You can see it's kind of like a pinkish kind of tone. Let me see if I turn down the vibrance. I don't know if that helped, but the coloring is on the knuckle areas here of the finger. So that's kind of the first thing that stood out to me with these new fingers. Also, they did show that the cuticle area is a lot thicker, which I'll show you the cuticle area on these. So hopefully you can tell just by looking at it like that. I'm going to use this finger here, and I'm going to put the nail tip in for you to see what it's like. No gap, and it sits nice and sturdy inside of the nail. So that is one major difference that I found. There's no gap there, so it's a lot more snug. And look at how, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. That's all it goes. Look at how thick the skin is in the cuticle area. You see the thickness? Hopefully you can see how thick it is. It's not overly thick where it looks weird, but it's thick enough to really hold the nail in place, and it's just going to really help in making the nail just fit better inside. So I really love this finger so far. Okay, so we talked about the new thickness and of course the paint on it that makes it new and improved. If I'm not mistaken, they did say that it was like a newer material, so that way you don't get fuzz on it. However, I'm still getting fuzz on it, so it's not a huge difference in material. It's not something you can just wipe off. It's still like that silicone kind of feel to it. So just want to put that out there. So they do come in a pack, and you can see the fingers. So this one is flat on the top right here. This one's a little bit angled, so this one I can stand up. This one, it's kind of like tilted and falls, so that kind of sucks. I wish that they were both like this one, but it's okay. I very rarely stand it up, so I'm not too upset about it. Just thought I'd mention that this one is not flat like this other one is. The paint is a little bit different as well. This one has a little bit more paint on it compared to this one. And other than that, the markings are pretty similar from what I'm noticing. It looks like they just, have a mold, and they put their own finger in, and then put the colorant in, which I really like the coloring on it. I think it's really good. I think it's very, very realistic. Another thing that's a little bit different within these two fingers is this nail bed is a little bit smaller than this nail bed, which it's okay. I kind of wish they had a smaller nail bed just to be a little bit more realistic, like comparing This one is you can see this one's slightly smaller. So just comparing it to my finger, it's just a little bit bigger than my real nail bed. So I understand that it's not a real finger, but a longer nail bed does potentially help with keeping a nail tip in, because if it was just really small, it just made it look a little funky. So maybe I understand why they made it this size. So this is the fingers. They are really pretty, and let's do a little bend, which like I mentioned, I don't bend them. I don't see the reason to bend them, but I guess you can hold it like this, like as if you're holding a real hand. I'm going to zoom out just a bit. So you can just hold it like this. Pretty sturdy. And it's just a really pretty finger. So I really like it. I really like how they improved the cuticle area the most, just because comparing it again to the previous one, you can see it was already starting to rip here. A little chunk looks like it was taken out. So I really like it compared to the older finger. Now they do have a slightly darker color, which I'm assuming is going to be similar to this color, but they upgraded it a bit and they added like the colors onto the knuckle. However, the color that they added onto the darker one is also like this pink kind of tone. So I just thought, I guess I'm similar in color to it, and I don't have pink on my knuckles. I guess, it depends on every skin tone, every person, but my skin tone is not that pink. It's just a darker color. So pink on this skin tone looks a bit strange to me. So that's why I was, I still wanted the finger, but I kind of was gravitated more towards this lighter color, because if you are around this skin tone, you might notice you do have some pink shades, like maybe even when it's cold you'll have these pink shades, but I never have really any pink on my knuckles. So I'm kind of glad that they didn't have it. If they do end up having it in stock, I might get it just to make a review, and I just really love practice fingers, so I might just get it anyway. But I'm really happy with my purchase with the lighter skin tone, and we'll see how these hold up. So if you're interested in purchasing these, I'll link them in my Amazon storefront where you can purchase them directly. And let me know what you think, if this is a practice finger you will be purchasing, or if you already have a practice finger, which one do you have? I was considering getting one, but I didn't want to pay too much for one. There was one that is out of the United States. I think it's like Aliana Hand, something like that. And they have really nice lifelike ones, but I think the practice finger alone was $50. So I'd rather spend $10 for two fingers than get one for $50. And probably more with shipping, and it might be more since it's out of the country. So I'm happy with this purchase, and let me know what you think. Let me know if this is something that you would want to purchase yourself, and I'll just kind of compare them again. What do you think about these new and practice fingers from Amazon? For as of right now, the new and improved is really what I can tell is going to be the paint on them and the thicker cuticle, which is, that's really, really good that they're doing that. So they only had this light color available. The medium color was not available at the time of my purchase, and they did not have a darker option. So it'd be nice if they had a medium and a darker color option with the paint available, and just maybe not using this pinkish tone to it, maybe just a little bit something darker than the color that they're making it to make it that much more realistic. But either way, I really like this finger, and you don't have to be the same skin tone as your practice finger. This is just what I gravitated towards, since my red iguana hand is kind of you know, similar in color, but now looking at them, they're all kind of all different. They're all different tones. Like even this medium skin tone is different to my practice hand. So this is a lot more orangey, I guess, or like olive in a way. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll really appreciate your feedback on this video and what your thoughts are on this practice finger. I'll see you in the next video. Leave any questions down below, and I'll see you in the next one.